Start off, man, very proud of our guys, proud of our team. A lot of emotion in this one, dropping three straight to them. Being really embarrassed 3 straight years, them putting up a lot of points and us not doing really anything to keep ourselves in the games and, win them. And so very proud of the guys, man. The defense, I can't say enough about them, man. They gave up 6 points all day. And it's just amazing. They handled the tempo well. I thought our DBs did a tremendous job of getting on their receivers. And I thought our linebackers and D-line did a really good job of getting pressure on the quarterback. Very productive yardage-wise with our offense. We really tired Troy out. The 42 minutes of possession time was unreal. We really did a tremendous job of keeping the ball away from them in the first half. Unfortunately, we would like more points. Didn't get them. We've got to make sure we find a way to get those 7 points. Each time we get into that red zone. Great to see Gerald Green. I thought our offensive line was doing a tremendous job of getting pushed, opening up holes, and really took it to him in the second half. Opened up a big one for Gerald Green to get a 69-yard run. Gerald's been a guy that I said if we ever get him on the field and he gets some touches, people are going to go, wow, man, he's a guy that we needed to get the ball to. We got him on the field. Unfortunately, J.D. King had a knee injury and Wesley Kennedy had a mouth injury. I don't know the extent of those injuries yet, but they were not able to come back into the game, so we had to have a lot of next man up in there. I thought Shy Works, other than the pick six, I thought he really ran the offense well. And I thought he did a really good job in the pass game other than the pick. He hit all his passes, got us in the right play calls. Troy's known for them jumping in and out of different defenses, and I thought he did a really good job with the check game. A lot of things I still got to look at, unsure, but, hey, we got that W, and it was good to kind of get that one behind us, and now we got to get ready to move on to the next one.
Can you say what
Coach, at the half you had – at the half – you'd only had 2 field goals, even though you had the time of possession, 25 minutes to only 5. You come out in the second half, Wesley goes down, and then just after that, JD goes down. It seemed like the juice on the sidelines had started to dwindle, and then you get that touchdown by Gerald, and it just really seemed like it gave you a spark.
Yeah, I was a little concerned because when we lost Wesley and we lost JD,
you feel like did you see that?
I don't know what's happening here. Is it on a delay? Okay. Like when we lost Wesley and JD, I was a little bit concerned because I could feel it on offense. I felt like, man, everybody's like, oh man, what are we going to do next? But again, I think guys like Logan Wright, I think Matt LaRoche, obviously Gerald Green, they did a tremendous job of going next man up. When you lose Wesley, that took some of our game plan out because we had, several things constructed for him to get the ball a lot, and so he's the guy that we were going to, kind of feed and get going. So when we lost him, that was a little bit different too. That's where I'm very proud of the offensive line and those backs that came back in. And even Shy, man, I thought Shy did a really good job of staying with his composure. He could have totally went in the tank after he threw that pick six, but I thought he did a tremendous job of running our offense. And just hats off to our offense of not panicking and then come out and getting it done in the second half.
Let me ask you, what were the circumstances of Wesley getting hurt? What was it, on a special teams play, or how did he get hit in the mouth? Do you know what happened?
It was on offense. He was he was blocking. I believe it was either for Shy or JD. He was blocking out in the perimeter. Went for a cut block, and I don't know if his mouth hit a player. I hadn't seen it yet. I'm not exactly sure, but he was out blocking in the perimeter.
And as far as JD, was he hurt on that last tackle, or did it happen on that play before at the sideline? Maybe, or what? I mean, I know he kept running.
It was the last play he was in. It was the last play he was in.
Did this game go at all like we kind of figured? I mean, we figured a high-scoring game, up-tempo kind of thing, and it was low scoring, and like I said, they got a defensive touchdown. It didn't seem to follow what you would logically think would happen when these two teams get together.
No, I didn't. I think we have a really good defense. I really do. But we haven't traditionally, under me as the head football coach, have not done very well against up-tempo pass offenses. And I think Scott Sloan and the defensive staff and our players did a tremendous job of handling the tempo and doing the things that they needed to do to be ready before the ball got snapped, and also being able to get pressure to him. The other thing is, too, we never let their run game get started. I think 22 of their total yards came on one play. Like the total yards maybe was 34 or 35 rushing yards. I'm not sure, but the 22-yard run was the majority of their run plays. And, that's something that they've been really good at. They would set the run up with the pass and get the running game going that way. And our defense did a tremendous job of not letting that happen. Man, hats off to our defensive staff and our defensive players. I mean, I thought they had a really good game plan dialed up. And, shoot, man, if we don't give up the pick six, man, that's 6 points. That's all they get.
Coach, I've been at the other 3 Troy games, and you had mentioned coming in that you didn't think they were as up tempo this year as they've been, but you expected them to do that against you because you've had success. It looks like they're just not either unable or to do it, because when they did do it, it seemed like you guys had a little bit of trouble with it, and then they kind of went away from it. And when they ran a more conventional offense, you guys really shut them down.
Well, I don't want to make a general statement. There's times where they're gonna get plays. I mean, that's gonna happen. But I mean, when you start looking at this thing, I mean, they had 201 yards passing, they had 14 yards rushing, 34 yards rushing. Okay, so they had 235 yards on 61 plays. They're averaging way more plays than that. They're averaging way more yards than that. Defense did a tremendous job, but we cannot like that 42 minutes and 47 seconds of possession time was huge. Now, I'd like to put the game away. I'd like to put a game away with touchdowns. I'd love to hit the last field goal so we don't have to come down to what we came down to. But that 42 minutes was huge for us. And the way our defense had played, my opinion, I know we won't hire scoring games. We won't all that. But here's what I'll tell you. A fanatical defense, we need excellent special teams, and we need a efficient offense to win football games. And that's what we're going to work toward. And we're going to work toward to try to score more points and trying to go ahead and put those games away. But the way our kids have won games and the way they went all the way to the end and won them, there's never no doubt any now. When you get to the end of the game, there's no doubt in those kids' eyes. They know they're going to win the football game. So, again, I'm sure there's plenty of things to pick and complain and gripe about, but, man, we got the W, and I'm happy.
I guess what I'm trying to get at, and maybe I didn't do a very good job of explaining what I was saying. Is you thought that they were going to be minute pretty much the whole game like they have in the past few years. It didn't seem like they did that today. Not to take anything away from your defense, they played fantastic. But I was saying, were you surprised that they didn't try a little more up tempo, or do you feel like that was because of what you guys were doing?
Well, the big piece to me, like I'm looking at the stats now and I'm really trying to put it together. They were 5 of 16 on third downs. So like they couldn't get into it. They couldn't get into the tempo because of what our guys were doing. There were times where they did move it and got it moved, but I think the way I felt on the sideline, I just really felt like our guys were dialed into it, and I don't think we allowed them to get into the up tempo. Now, again, Troy may not be running their offense on the same level. I don't know. You can ask Coach Lindsey. Probably got a better answer to that on that. But again, whatever the situation, I think our defense stepped up, and I'm proud of them.
Derek Canteen with a couple of interceptions. One was incredible that he had in the third, and then looked like he kind of jumped out there in the fourth as well. What has he meant to this team, and what has he brought you? Did you kind of this season?
Like Derek Canteen, I think I said this last week. He's a guy that, maybe didn't have a lot of accolades. I mean, he was a good player in high school, don't get me wrong, but he wasn't rated real high. He wasn't, you know, people get caught up in these stars in recruiting, but we knew what we were getting in this guy. This guy had the skill set. He's also a worker. What I like about him is he never, ever, ever satisfied. That joker goes to work every day. And then when practice is over, he stays out there and works more. He reminds me of Kendall Vildor each and every day, the way he works at his craft. And that's showing on the field. And again, I told him a while ago, I congratulated him. I said, man, don't let this go to your head, man. You've got to keep that work ethic. And you know, you can see it in his eyes. I mean, he wants to get better every day and he's not satisfied. Very happy with him.
The quarterback, Jacob Free, last week he threw for over 400 yards in his first start for Troy. Today, 201 yards, 21 of 47. 21 of 47. That's a huge disparity. I mean, what does that tell you about what they could do with him and what you guys stopped? Because that's not a very good percentage.
Well, you know, when I watched him, you know, he came in against Georgia State when their starter got hurt. And he was, you know, he did a good job for him, but wasn't, you could tell he wasn't the starting quarterback. And then, you know, they go and play last week and man, he looks like $1 million. Like, man, he's taking all the first team reps and, you know, look like a guy, you know. So I was concerned going into this game because I mean, he's a good football player and I would never take anything away from him. And he's got really awesome targets in those receivers, man. I look out those receivers are like 8 feet tall, man. And I'm just sitting there going, holy smokes, man, how are we going to freaking cover these guys? But again, I think the defensive backs did a tremendous job of using their technique. And then again, just the pressure that we were able to get there, make him uncomfortable and him not be able to make accurate throws.
How much did you guys challenge the team this year or this week? And do you feel like that helped them and focus?
We challenged them, but we challenged them. This game was personal. I told them it was personal to me, and it should be personal to them because we hadn't beaten them since I've been the head coach, and I was frankly tired of it. And I wanted our guys to know how I felt. And the funny thing is, when I said it, they felt the same way. And so after that, we knew what this week was going to be about. We were going to go in this game and, I mean, we were going to give it everything we had. Now, again, I'm not taking anything away from Troy, but at Georgia Southern, man, we're not going to drop 4 straight. We don't need to drop 2 straight. We don't need to drop 1 at Georgia Southern. That's the way it is. But we were not going to drop 4 straight. We were going to go find a way to get that thing done. And again, our guys did a tremendous job with that.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey,
All
Frank,
right, Coach.
you jumped on late.
I'm here. I decided I had to drop in to say hey.
Good to see you, man. Here's your fist bump.
Yeah, I've been waiting for one of them.
Hey, man.
I'll be back next week.
Look at my elbow. I
saw the video. You laid it on there. You laid a good one on today. I saw it.
Man, my technique is off, man. I don't know what I'm doing. I got to get it fixed. Or an elbow pad.
You're getting older.
Ain't no
You're
question.
getting older, man.
Ain't no question. Ain't no question. I'm on.
You're going to have to start doing those. You're going to have to start dropping them on softer chairs.
We're gonna let Brian Johnston come in and do them.
Sweet. Yeah, that works. Hey, I'll see you next week.
All right. Is that everybody's questions? Thank y'all.
You got it. Thank you.